Good morning. Good morning. Hello. It is Wednesday now. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to make this one a bit of a fast one because I am already running behind. But I wanted to film this because I did. So at work we recently got a request to print some shirts for a sixth grade class, like the entirety of the sixth grade class for a school. And so we'd done this exact same thing last year. They sort of had like this competition to amongst all the sixth graders of designing a shirt, right? And then they, I'm guessing, voted or something, and they picked one, and so then we had to print that design last year. And my coworker slash manager Eric, he handled last year's, and basically what he did is he took the concept and he kind of just vectorized it. Mostly he recreated it almost entirely to make it look like the original design, but still be able to print well, because I mean, realistically, we're getting photos of dimly lit classroom desks with a piece of paper on top that happens to be their design, so it's not the best translation for for printing on shirts. So there's all that. So I got this one this year because I was like, I saw it in the design bit and I was like, oh, that sounds fun. And I just kind of like had the wheels turning almost immediately on like how to attack it, right? And yeah, so I wanted to show you the results of that. I'm gonna change it to gameplay. Fuck normal. Okay, so this is the original. This it was on a full sheet picture, but I cropped it down to this, right? And as you can see here, he's got some whiteout stuff going on. He's got some sort of I'm guessing it could just very well be any gender. I don't know. I just default, my brain. He's got some under outlines kind of here still showing and stuff. So I wanted to take this and kind of just clean it up a bit and make it usable for a shirt. So my plan of attack was to isolate the graphic, remove all of the black lines from it, the photo itself, and then image trace that in Illustrator. Because really if you do the high fidelity version, really all that does is just create this sort of almost like mosaic looking effect to it all. Like once you zoom in, you can see it's like a mosaic of the original sort of gradation, because he's using, I'm guessing, probably a nicer marker on this, because like a watercolor marker maybe, because of the sort of lack of streakiness. I mean, there is some streakiness, but not much, so it's a pretty good design. I mean, I think I really like the design in general, the the R on top of the paw, and then the little crown. It's very cute. But yeah, so I wanted to maintain that as best as I could, and I knew the best way to do that was just to get a good image trace on it. So I isolated the actual thing, and this was just my first attempt at that. I'm probably going to try to redo it again a little bit better, because as you can see, it's kind of mucky, And if I do it again, which I probably will, I'm probably going to go back in and sort of like clone stamp over these these lines here, because that sort of translated into my vectorized version. So because it's recreating exactly what it sees, but the goal was to remove the black lines and then redo the outline altogether. So last night, it was actually the last thing I did before I went to bed. I was working until 11:40. Mind you, I mean, there was a big gap between like 5:30 and I think I started at like 7 or something. I forget. Let me see when I started. I started working at 7. Yeah. So I left work at 5:30 and I started working at 7, and then I didn't stop until basically 11:40. So um yeah, it'd be like that right now. So I did this outline real quick. It took me 13 minutes to do this outline. So not terrible. I did that. I vectorized. Well, I did that. I exported it as a PNG. I pulled it into Illustrator. I vectorized that to get that turned into a vector line, and then I lined it up with the original drawing, and I sort of adjusted everything so that it actually fit directly on top of it. And then this is the final result. So it's not perfect, and nor did I really want it to be perfect, because the point was to sort of try to maintain as much of the original integrity of it as possible while still, making it a good graphic to print on a shirt, a high quality graphic. And since this is vector, it doesn't really matter. It can be whatever size it needs to be. But as you can see, there is this sort of mosaic stuff happening here that I was referring to. So it took a lot of manual adjustments to get the lines to kind of sit on top of the white areas. As you can see, there's some work that could still be done here and here and here and stuff. But I mean, yeah, like even though it's mosaic-y, it's at least still maintaining the actual look of the original, which is here. I got that one and this one. It's close. So just wanted to share that with you because that was a little fun one. Probably going to try to do the vectorization of the background again, because as you can see, it maintained the lines of his sketch lines and stuff. And while I'm sure that would be acceptable, I personally want to take it to the next level. So yeah, it was a fun one. It was a fun one. Okay, that's it for that. On to miscellaneous. I don't got much for miscellaneous. There's quite a bit for me to do. And then the big problem, is that I'm off from the 15th to the 17th next week. So I'm going to be gone for 3 days next week while we go to Universal. And that means the design team will just be 2 people while I'm gone. And yeah, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. I feel bad, but also I'm not going to cancel this vacation. Sorry. You're just going to have to deal. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I might try to bring my tablet and check emails at night or something, or before and after the park sort of thing, and also the in-between spaces at other things, because I think we're doing Universal for 2 of those days. So I don't know. We'll see what is allowed around there. I will need to get my remote login adjusted, because I think there's a new version since I last used it on my tablet. I don't know. It's a good time. So, and I gotta try to bust out the entirety of the St. Patrick's Day campaign before I leave. So we'll see if I can do that. I probably will wind up working this weekend a little bit to do that, if I do actually, want to do that, which I do, because it's sort of the goal for this year for us is to make postcards and pop buys and shit like that for realtors and etc. to utilize into the entirety of 2023 for all the seasons and everything, and building up our online ordering catalog and etc. It's fucking bear. So, yeah. All right. Well, short one today, but I think that's it. I think that's all I'm gonna give you. I gotta go get in the shower, or something. Yeah. Uh, so, hope you have a good Wednesday. I'll see you probably tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll see you then. Have a good one.